Now here's something that I know you all have a pen, and if you were to write something down, this would be it. Okay? Does everybody have a pen? Alicia's good. You got to read a pen, don't you, Alicia? All right. And I'm going to say this a few times because once you understand it, it's going to make a lot of sense. Many medical problems are not medical problems at all when you have your blueprint. In other words, people will come see me and they have a laundry list of medications, they have a lot of things going on, but as soon as we get them back to their blueprint and tap into what's really wrong with them, which I'll explain shortly, their medical problems really don't seem to much of a medical problem at all. I think I managed to lock up my clicker. I don't know where everybody helps me in the office, they say. Wish you're technical. You know you should trust me. There's another way to do it. What I usually do. Do this way. Hey, wait a second.
There you go.
Thank you. You really need good help now. But this is not a small thing. When I talk with doctors who are trained on the wrong path and taking care of people on the wrong path, they won't believe you. They'll think you just made it up. But then they can't deny your results. You go in and it's like, I don't need you anymore. They get upset. So, the question that comes up all the time, say, Dr. Moricz, here you were on this path. In other words, you were on this wrong path as a doctor, as maybe a patient. I had to become a medical student again. You're on this path. And what happened when you talk with doctors? Well, a lot of doctors are in these insurance plans. So when you go to your family doctor and he kicks you out and sends you to a specialist and then another specialist and you're just like a pinball machine getting bounced around, you keep going to all these different doctors and, you have to go through your health insurance and so forth. If you left and said, well, look, I have this hormonal blueprint thing and so forth. I scoped you, I run this test, let's run it again. So when I went through this, even though I had access to all these different people, it was so dysfunctional that I couldn't get me better. So when people ask me, hey, can't you just, do what you do through this network, this maze on the wrong path? And I said, well, you know what? Good luck. Because it couldn't help me. This cartoon talks about thinking outside the box. And it says, I've stopped thinking outside the box, I now color outside the lines. So when I was walking down here on the wrong path, when I jumped back to 20, I could now start working outside the box. And that's when I made progress. Had I stayed in the box, I wouldn't be standing here before you today telling you my story. Bermuda Triangle. How many have heard of the Bermuda Triangle? Pretty much everybody? Okay. Not that I'm going to add a lot of new information, but here you have this triangle from Miami to Bermuda, all the way down to Puerto Rico. And as we all know in this triangle, a lot of things have disappeared. Boats and planes, and we don't know why. Is it an alien thing? I don't know. But we know that there's this triangle, and we can't explain it. So, earlier, I told you there was a very coveted gem of anti-aging. And you were wondering, what was he talking about? What does it represent? In other words, everything I did on this path could have only gotten off the wrong path to the right path using this coveted gem. And it is the most coveted gem that's hidden in plain sight. In other words, anything I did as a doctor in my training, it never identified it. It was only after digging and searching and trying to save me that I was able to find it. And you're going to look at this and say, it's too simple. Why would it work? But this is what I figured out. This is the reason, and this is the first time I'm talking about it publicly. This is the reason I got those people better. Okay? So very important. So if you got a pen, draw it out. There's also a handout in there. But if you understand it, everything's going to change. You're going to look at things very differently. So what's in this triangle? Well, at the base of the triangle is hormonal balance. So if you get your hormones balanced, it's part of the triangle. It's probably 80%. The other angle is the brain chemistry. In other words, when you have brain chemicals that are in imbalance, that's another 10% of your triangle. And then the other side is optimized nutrition within your cells. Okay? So when you understand that, then everything else that I tell you will make so much sense. But do not be fooled by how simple this is. It may seem simple on the surface, but I use it every single day. So some of the people said that they've seen me and benefit from my therapies. When I cracked that code, that's when I got people better. Without that code, I'm not here, I'm disabled, and you guys are still stuck on the wrong path. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. So, when you're age 20, you have your perfect blueprint, and you've got everything working perfectly, as best as it's going to be in your life. And you do feel and perform better than you ever have.